After years of being labeled as too small, the Montreal Canadiens have added size this season. Do you think they're well built for the playoffs with the size that they've added?
I think this year they really are looking more like a team that you need in order to go far into the playoffs, not kind of that team that sort of squeaked in and then you get into the playoffs and then you realize that being small and speedy won't necessarily get you that far. So huge upgrade when you look at, Tyler Toffoli, Josh Anderson, those kind of players that they haven't had at the forward position before to help them out. So I do think that they're in a better position to do well in the playoffs. But I think still the big question when it comes to the Montreal Canadiens is just not to be a team that makes the playoffs, to be a team that's a Stanley Cup contending team. And that's going to be, to me, Marc Bergevin's biggest job going forward is to make this team a competitive one and not kind of, put Band-Aids here and there and then hope that it works out. But this is definitely the step in the right direction by having this size that the Canadiens typically didn't have in the past.
We saw the importance of size in the postseason bubble last year with the Canadiens defense. They were not fun to play against. They made it hard on the Penguins. They made it hard on the Flyers. They were big, physical, Sherratt and Weber. And now you've added Edmondson, another big guy. You have Romanov, another big physical guy. Up front, they've added size. You got Corey Perry. You got Eric Stahl coming in now. You got Josh Anderson. This is a big team now. And that, Rick Reardon would know this, size in the playoffs when it's so important, making it difficult against the other team. So Marc Bergevin has done a really good job of taking what was a small team and turned it into a big team now. A lot of size. They're not going to be fun to play against in the playoffs if they get there, which I think they will at this point. And, guys like Corey Perry and Eric Stahl, they know what the playoff grind is like. Corey Perry's not fun to play against. So I think Marc Bergevin has done a really good job this season. He always talks about there's players who get you to the playoffs and players who get you through the playoffs. He's added a lot of players now who can get you through the playoffs.
And I really do like their the moves that they made with bringing in the size, both on the defense. Great balance back there, which is obviously very critical to success of any team, is having those brilliant defensemen doing what they do. And and then up front, you got some good guys up front that are good players, and if they can find their way like they did at the start of the year, where everybody was talking about, oh my goodness, look at this team, it's like Stanley Cup contender, and they played so well that it excited a lot of people. And if they can find that type of game back to become a regular performance issue, then they're going to make some great moves. And it's going to be exciting to see. It's tough. It's a grind, but I think with the new personnel and the size and overall talent pool that they do have, I think that if they stay healthy with this crazy schedule, down the stretch, they have an opportunity to maybe make some marks. But they just got to claw game by game and find ways to get their best performance out there, and then they'll add things up at the end of the year.
When you're talking about size, one thing I've really enjoyed watching is Jesperi Kotkaniemi grow into his body. It used to be like that Great Dane puppy, and as someone who was a 6'3" skinny teenager and knows how awkward and clumsy it can be growing into your body, it's sort of cool watching him go through it. And you look at the strength he's added, how much stronger he is on the puck, how much better he's become in faceoffs. He played well in the playoff bubble last season, but Jesperi Kotkaniemi is going to be, I figure, 205, 210 pounds when he's fully filled out. He's going to be a big body, and it's been fun just watching him grow into his body and grow into a more effective player using his size. I mean, look what he did against Connor McDavid the other night. McDavid got so upset with him, he threw him that elbow in the head and took a penalty. So Kotkaniemi's been fun to watch.
And you look at their team speed. When all those guys are on, they are tough to play against because they're quick, and they can close in on you pretty quick and make life real miserable for the opposition. So I think they have to, and I'm quite sure they realize that that's a big asset of their group. They have size, they have speed, they have to take it to the opposition, and not allow them to get their game going and let the Canadiens do what they do best, which is speed, transition, forecheck, and obviously have guys chip in goals that is a must down the stretch.
I just love the fact that the Canadiens have done all that they can to ensure that they're not the small team that they were in the past, and they've added all these bigger and stronger players. And when you ask the fans, the player who they're most excited to see, it's 5'7" Cole Caulfield. Anyway.
But the thing with the Canadiens, their little guys play big. Brendan Gallagher plays big, Paul Byron plays big, and we're going to see if Cole Caulfield does end up playing with the Canadiens this season, which I think he will. We're going to see how he does.
What do you think of the team's size? Let us know in the comments section below, and visit hockeyinsideout.com to check out our full episode and join the discussion in the comments section.